the Bajaj Pulsar NS200. It's been a nice bike, it's been around for 10 straight years without major updates until now, the BS6 version. In this video, we find out if it's still the firecracker in the class. Welcome to PowerDrift, my name is Shumi. This would be a good time to subscribe and do hit the bell notification icon so that India's best automotive content can find you. The Pulsar 200 NS uses a 199.5cc single cylinder that was originally based on the fire-breathing 25 bhp engine from the KTM 200 Duke. Bajaj took that engine, did massive work retuning it, added 3 spark plugs instead of 1 and created a 23.5 bhp machine that was the most powerful motorcycle in its class. And now, the 200 NS is even more powerful. The arrival of fuel injection, thank you BS6, leads Bajaj to use more or less the exact same state of tune as the RS200, bringing power up to 24.5 PS. That's just half a horse less than the 200 Duke. Now, because of the emissions norms, the pre-cat and the other equipment, that motorcycle is 2 kilos heavier than the last one. But don't worry, it's still a second quicker to 100 than the last one, which means that used to be the Sutli bomb of the segment. It still is, it's even better now. But remember, the other motorcycles in this segment now make a lot more torque. That, it loves its revs, and if you want to go fast, you're going to have to rev the NS up. But it isn't perfect. The refinement levels could be better. The NS does smoothen out between 90 and 100 km an hour, and it'll be good on the highway at those speeds. But everywhere else, there is some harshness and vibration that Bajaj should really bring further into its control. Now that engine goes into the same frame as before, although now of course it is white in color. Bajaj chose the steel perimeter frame for the NS from the beginning, and it's proved to be a good choice apart from the weight implication of using steel instead of, for example, aluminium. But that frame means that the NS200 lays claim to a level of handling that none of the other Pulsars can really match. You could argue that the RS200 is very similar to this motorcycle, and you'd be right. But think about it like this. This is the skinny fit motorcycle, and the RS200 is the one that went to the gym and put on a little bit of bulk. Small difference, right? But think about it. What kind of riders do you normally get to see in MotoGP? The result is a motorcycle that really loves the corners. Its responses are sharp and enthusiastic, and you will enjoy the NS a lot. It's only when ridden super hard, that too back to back with the 200 Duke, that you will notice the slight difference. That the KTM is even sharper and even more enthusiastic. The NS, it's easily the most cheerful handler in the class to me. Now there is a flip side to it. The ride quality could be improved further. Now don't get me wrong, the NS200 is really nice and I really love the way it feels as a sporty motorcycle. But the rear suspension especially could be more pliant, especially over bad roads. The same goes for the tires as well. These are excellent MRFs, but today in the segment, I think the TVS RTR's Pro Torques, the TVS Euro Grip tires, offer a little bit more grip than these. Again, remember, this is amazing, but today, 10 years on, the NS200 can be challenged. There are some gripes on the brakes too. The hardware spec is great, but A, I still don't like the idea of single channel ABS, and B, these brakes lack the feel and progression I would want to match the otherwise tremendous chassis. Is it Throwback Thursday? Because it certainly feels like it. The difference between the BS6 NS200 and the pre-BS6 NS200 honestly is mechanically not that much. But thankfully the designers at Bajaj were busy because this looks smashing. I've always loved white wheels. On the NS, I think they look very nice too. But the same cannot be said for the features of this motorcycle because it doesn't have anything that counts as modern feature set. So no Bluetooth, no gear position indicator, no slipper clutch. And honestly, think about it. If you were to pay 1,33,000 rupees ex-showroom instead of this one for the current top RTR 200, You would get preload adjustable front suspension, that's a big one. The slipper clutch, which makes the clutch effort lighter, that's another big one. You'd get the gear position indicator, and think about it. You could actually pair your cell phone to that motorcycle, which with the NS200 is just not possible. So, which one would you buy? The NS200 with more power or the RTR with more features? Leave us a comment and tell us. Now would also be a good time to share this video with your friends if you liked the video, and please do subscribe, because honestly, this motorcycle is very nice. And there's only one kind of NS that we really don't get along with on PowerDrift, and that would be the non-subscribers.